how much Tina have you burned? And that wasn't even the part. She was like, we all want to know. It gave me very Chris Tucker.
Look,
It
but did you catch Tina's rebuttal? She said, how much Tina is you burning? And Tina just showed her teeth. She said,
mhm.
all my teeth in my mouth, bitch. How about that?
Yes.
Okay. How much meth
Yes.
am I doing? Tell me. You tell me. Okay. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's nice to have you back for another week. Another week of drag from the left. Drag from the left. Um, let's get into it. Hi everybody. This is your hostess with the mostest, the very Reverend Dr. Juanita Bind'Em.
And this is Avery. My drag name this week is Deborah Cox.
Yes, Deborah Cox. And you are tuned in live to Drag from the Left, a weekly digital series where we review RuPaul's Drag Race from a radical leftist perspective. During the first half of the show, we do all things drag, 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 drag. Second half of the show, we go in and we drag, 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 drag. And do what we got to do. At this point, y'all should be familiar with what the gig is. This episode 7. Y'all know what we about to do.
We've been doing it 7 weeks, child.
I know, right? And we are in there like swimwear, getting the thing done. We started the podcast. Okay. Hi everybody. If you are out there, go over to our social media at Drag from the Left. That's DRAGFTL on social media platforms, and check out the interview that we just did with the local media outlet, Culture Jock. It talks about the inspiration from the show, Avery and I's politics, how we view the current social movement that's happening, dreaming, and some fierce photographs of the Reverend and Avery on there looking real chocolatey, real sickening. So go check that out. It is available. More to come, but go absorb that content. Go absorb it.
Go get into it. And then tell a friend, share this podcast on your social media. If you like what you hear, just get it out there.
And they know they like it.
Right.
So, because you all, this is an audio show, but I just have to describe Avery to you all. So, the image description would read, fawn ass chocolate person with the biceps and pecs that fill up their tank top, their bosom runneth over. Okay. They got on a fabulous do-rag wrapped tight, keep that hair nice and neat. And I think their elbows are lotioned. I think they don't got no ash on their elbows.
We don't do ash. We don't do ash. Even around the house, baby, we stay moisturized.
We are
skin and spirit stays moisturized. Yes.
Period. Okay. I was recently talking to somebody about how I like to lather myself in oil, and I was just like, if I'm running late or something, like I will grab some clothes that don't need to be ironed, this, that, and the third, but I am going to take whatever time is necessary to lubricate my body. Simone got it right. I aspire every day to leave the house looking like a well-tempered chocolate bar, period.
Listen, you are not going to catch me ashy. I carry around my Telfar, and I got several oils and hand creams in there, okay? We won't be ashy. That's not what my God said, and that's not how I was raised.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Elder Clipper would have my ass if I walked out this house and was ashy. The spirits of Martha Franklin, my late great-grandmother, she wouldn't have it.
Exactly. I could just feel my mom's hand full of petroleum jelly slapping me in the face right now.
Yes, we don't do ash, honey.
Period.
Not of the skin or spirit.
Period. Well, wait a minute now. Some of these bitches is. We'll get into it.
Over here, we not ashy of the spirit. No.
As for me and my house.
That's for me and my house. Okay? Hello.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Girl. Bye, humble. I know that's for Christmas, but whatever.
Oh my God.
You knew that was going to be my response. That's why you said it.
Happy Happy Valentine's Day, listeners. Happy Valentine's Day, listeners. I don't know how you celebrate. If you celebrate, if you do, if you don't, I just want to shout it out there. If you want to hear some more conversations about Valentine's Day, Black queer desirability, masturbation, and solo sex, go over to my work Instagram and view the live event that we did for Black History Month and Valentine's Day. There's an amazing interview between Avery Ware and my other self as a part of that. And it's so funny, my other self is also another self because neither one of those people is Alex.
Right. And that's what I love about it. When we were doing the interview, I made sure not to say, I used drag name. And I was like, y'all might know her.
Okay.
Right. So tell the people what your work Instagram is.
Yeah. So I work for a LGBTQ queer affirming health system. I do HIV prevention, sex ed, community outreach, and things like that. And the program that I help run is called OHIV. That stands for Ohio HIV Hotline. And we provide free sexual health resources to people in the state of Ohio and around the world. We mail free condoms out to anybody in the state of Ohio at least 16 years of age. We also do a similar program with OraQuick, a at-home HIV test. So if you are at least 16 years of age, living in the state of Ohio, need some access to some resources, safer injection drug usage, all that stuff, hit up ohiv.org. At work, I have a drag persona as well. Their name is Shay. And I have a creative partner, and their name is TK, and we dress up in these cute little wigs and tracksuits, and we do our thing. So go check that out.
Yes,
and
they are brilliant, smart Black queer people.
Yes. Yeah, and they are well aware of Juanita, so don't go over there trying no shit, okay? Because they gonna know. They know how to play that.
Right.
We are 6 minutes in, so let's hit it from the top. Everybody, let's get into it. So RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13, Episode 7, titled Bossy Rossi Ru Boots, brought thoughts.
Confusion, dazed and confused. Look over there to go find the judges' minds because they have obviously lost it. What is happening here? What is happening?
My broad thoughts were, it was a lot to get through. I feel like there was a lot of content smashed into the episode. Like there was just a lot going on, and we'll break it down in a moment, but like the tweaks to the format also kind of threw me a little bit. So Tamisha Iman, our mother, our saint Iman, has been sent home by the Candy Muse, and they are re-entering the workroom. So we 3 queens down, 10 queens left. We in here like swimwear. They were like, how they did a little conversation. They talking about, just like what happened yesterday, blah 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 blah. And Rosé
about herself.
Yeah, period. Rosé was like, I've been having weird dreams, guys, and I had this dream that I got eliminated, and I woke up and I was like, oh! I was like, girl, okay. But that got me wondering, what was the last dream that you had, Avery?
I had a weird dream last night, actually. I was in and out of sleep. My body doesn't let me sleep for like more than 4 or 5 hours at a time, which is really annoying. So I usually, sometimes I have multiple dreams throughout the course of the night. What was my dream last night? I vaguely remember it. Oh, I was back in college, but I was going to CSU, Cleveland State University, for people not in Cleveland. And I was like with my partner. So it was a dream because it was it. I was with my partner, and I was like going around trying to find where my dorm was, and I couldn't find it. So and then like I asked for directions, and then I find the dorm, and I'm like housed in like this little dorm that's all queer people. So I meet like the RA of the dorm, and she's explaining to me like you can't have guests of the opposite sex. I was like, okay,
cool with me.
Yeah. So I'm looking around trying to find my room. And like, because no one was showing it to me, and all the rooms are so I'm like peeking in everybody's room, and all the rooms are occupied. So the last room I checked, it was like down this long hallway, and my ex John Well, I probably shouldn't have said his name. We can edit that out. But my ex
Bloop.
from college, I guess it was college theme dream. So my ex from college, that was his room. And he was like, bitch, what you doing in my room? I was like, bitch, I didn't even know it's your fucking room. So like we had this whole thing, and then I woke up. It was a very odd dream.
It's interesting that college dormitories continue to haunt you. Like there's a recurring theme in your life.
Child, I need deliverance. Deliverance from the college dorms.
You can't do it. You cannot. You cannot do it. Would you do another resident college program? Like if you did a second master's or like a PhD, would you do like do a more immersive back on campus experience?
Doubt it. If I did a PhD and that role allowed me to help me pay for it, then I would, but I wouldn't even want to pay for it that way. I would want to teach and help pay for it that way. But if I had to, I would. But no. Actually, no. The answer is no. I wouldn't. I was trying to talk myself into it, but no, I'm not. So
don't talk yourself into it. It is what it is. Let it be.
I wouldn't. Yeah. I wouldn't. My last experience was terrible, as you know. There's no going back. What about you? What was your last dream?
You know, I can't remember, but I will tell you this: I astral projected the other day out of my body. And when I came back to my body, I didn't even know how to respond to it, but besides to break out into hysterical laughter. Like I didn't, So I will talk to you after the podcast about how I astral projected out of my body. But
it's a story I would love to hear.
Yeah, just know that like sex demons are real. Ooh. And that is a thing.
Well, blessed Jesus.
And I have looked it in the eye. Okay. Woo, so Elliot with 2 T's. Talking about Elliot. We're gonna have lots to talk about with Elliot. So Olivia always starts shit. I love it. It's so cute. It was like they were just kind of talking about how like people who keep getting paired in a group with Elliot get sent home.
But here's the thing about this. Elliot brought it up. If it were me, I would keep that to myself. Like, why are you putting more of a target on your back? Like, you are giving them more ammo to read you with. I don't understand why she brought that up.
And they just went along with it. Mick is quick to the fly. Mick is a shady little fucker.
Oh, yeah, she is.
And was completely, oh, Lord, I think I just saw one of them million leggers. I'm about to have to get up out of here. Oh, hell no. Them little bugs, I do not play with them bugs. So I'm like, well, maybe you is cursed, you know? Like, I don't know. Or maybe you just like, I don't know. I know what you are. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So Rue comes back into the workroom. They do the thing like cue applause like they always like. I know the producer be like, Rue walk in, do the thing. Like, it's just like.
It irritates me so much when they act so surprised that he is there. Like, you know he's coming.
Yeah.
What is happening? Child.
Period. How do you feel about this look Rue walked in? Oh, it was so cunty. Oh my God. Faggy. It was all the things. It was all the things. It was so hot. It was so
When hot. I get 60, I want to dress like that on a daily.
I would wear that outfit in a motherfucking millisecond.
It was sickening. The shoes, the fit, it was the rings. It was put together wonderfully.
You know, people with bodies like mine, I wear that outfit, bitches got something to say. You know what I'm saying? But which I'm gonna wear it anyway, you know, because I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do because that's just who I am, you know. Right. Mini challenge.
Yes.
It's time. Reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. Hashtag Jack from the left.
Right.
Reading is fundamental, and it's time for the reading challenge. Now, I look so forward to the reading challenge every year, and last year was a really big letdown. Like the reading
past 2 years have been actually.
The reading on All Stars either. Like the bitches just, I don't know if they afraid that the fans is go attack or which is probably what it is. Yeah. And try to be nicer, but pretty much when you sign up to participate in that. You playing the dozens. You're doing the dozens. I did this. I will your mama joke you the house down. Like, you know, it is what it is. It's part of playing the game. And that don't mean that you got to say something that's like, and the thing is, if it's so difficult for you to read without being racist, transphobic, Islamophobic, all that stuff, then like, oh, then you just can't read because
you just mean and bigoted.
Yeah,
you're not reading.
Also, you're not paying attention because all reading is just telling the truth, you know,
and doing it in a clever way.
What did they say? It's like, it's just like reading. People don't really understand like the art of reading and shade and like how they really work.
Dorian Corey said, "If I'm a black queen and you a black queen, you call me a black queen. That's not a read. That's just the truth."
Right.
Right. You find a flaw and you expose it and you keep going. And it's very, you exploit it and it's very clever and it's just kind of like tongue in cheek and you roll with the punches, right? The problem with the reading challenge on Drag Race now is because we know it's coming. It happens every season, right? It becomes more of a rehearsed thing. Yeah. And I have no problem if you go back and write your reads down and you try to memorize them or whatever. But when you get up there and you put them glasses on, it's time to perform. So like you're on stage. Like we don't want to. Most of the girls, it was like they had a book and they were like this, like reading, like using their finger to guide them, and it was just like so obvious that it was rehearsed. Like even if you did pre-write it, go out there and perform like you have never said this joke before, and it's just coming off top. But that's not.
Yeah, and it's like. You don't even have to do it off the dome. You know the reading challenge is coming. Like when I would be sick, because they come to you naturally. And if they're not recording them reads, like the little reads come, I'm like, I'm about to write that shit down. I'm about to write that shit down.
Exactly.
I'm going in for the kill. I am going in. Okay. Yeah. I will steal another bitch's read. If I heard a bitch say a read to somebody that was real good in the lunch table the other day, and I get up there and ain't nobody said it, fair game, bitch.
Right. This is a challenge and I'm trying to win.
Period. And this is a thing that's gonna keep going. It's a challenge and I'm trying to win. And that is okay. As long as you ain't being racist, transphobic, homophobic, all that shit, go for the jugular. Okay? Yeah. It is a competition. I personally, I like a rehearsed read. Phaedra Parks has one of the most legendary.
I know you was gonna say that.
You know that was a rehearsed read. Why you running around and worrying about the father of my children and my husband?
$10.
Okay, and then my children. You have no storyline. Okay, you spend your weekends peddling around sperm banks.
Okay.
Okay, you don't know if the father of your kid, your baby daddy, will be an axe murderer or a serial killer or a rapist because
what you will know.
He needed $10 to get him not just a medium, not a medium size topping. Okay, medium pizza.
Mama King was specific.
In a cup so you can have a child. Now check
that. And shift my position towards my husband.
And then Nene was like,
Nene was enjoying every bit of that read.
Every money. But Nene was in her bag that reunion because remember she was like, "Don't make me call Portia." Don't make me call Portia.
We watch Housewives too often. We quote them every episode.
I mean. You know what? When this season over, it might be Drag from the Left, Atlanta Households of Atlanta.
Right.
Don't. Okay. So
Call us
they reading the house down. Was there any reads that stood out for you? Or people that was like
the one and this was one that was not rehearsed, which was made it funny. When Got Mick was like, "Tina, your shoulders," and Tina was like, "Tight end," and she was like, "Not what I heard." It's like, yeah. It was so funny.
Quick to the draw.
When Simone was like, "How much, Tina, have you burned?" And that wasn't even the part. She was like, "We all want to know." It gave me very Chris Tucker.
Look, but did you catch Tina's rebuttal? She said, "How much, Tina, is you burning?" And Tina just showed her teeth. She said, "All my teeth in my mouth, bitch. How about that?"
Yes.
Okay. How much meth am I doing? Tell me. You tell me. Okay.
I also did like Denali's like twerk.
Yeah.
Whenever you add movement and characterization to your read, it's always more funny.
It's so much fun, and we all know that hunchback twerk. We done seen that hunchback twerk.
And I bet that's how Utica actually twerks. Like, I would put my last dollar on that.
It's hard to twerk when you got a long back, though. Like,
yeah, but she tall. It's okay. You pretty, Utica. Just stand there and look cute. You ain't got to twerk.
Oh So got Mick for the win. Got Mick wins $2,500 to Isley NYC, which is they're like a custom accessories company. They specialize in laser cut acrylic, and they do like those really cool, like melted, trippy sunglasses. They recently worked with Beyonce on her last Ivy Park drop. They did the Beyonce like the glasses where it spells.
Oh, so that's
Beyonce.
a big deal.
Yeah. They do a lot of work for Asia O'Hara too. They do a lot of. I think Asia O'Hara was actually like a model for them for a little while.
Yeah, she was on the show. Like when they said the little thing, she popped up.
Oh yeah, it was in the thing. So I like these mini challenge prizes. Like they're good. Like, and the stuff on there is like, quote unquote, affordable to be like custom cut. Like the glass is like $125, $150, and they have like a section that's like 40 and under. So like with $2,500, you can get you some specific, cool pieces. So that's nice. That's nice. So they announced that it's time for the Maxi Challenge. It's time for the Maxi Challenge. Finally, we here. It is the Improv Challenge. It is the trashy talk show, Bossy Rossi After Dark, the reboot, or should I say the reboot? They love to make a roo something, don't they?
They love to do a roo something or other.
So this week the girls are selected from just general left to right. And what did you catch when Rue was like, "We gonna do left or right," and Simone was like, quick look to the left, quick look to the right, and was like, okay, so is they doing groups of 2 or groups of 3? Because I'm trying to figure out if I'm with the bitch to the left,
right?
Or my right.
Simone wanted to make sure. She was like, who was gonna be in my group?
Which one is it? So the groups are, group number 1 is Rose, Lala Ree, and Denali, and they have Pregnant with My Invisible Boyfriend's Baby. Interesting. And then we got group number 2, which is Gottmik, Utica Queen, and Olivia Lux. And theirs is Breaking My Silence, Escape from the Cult of Mimology.
Very cute.
That's so cute. Number 3 is Kennedy and why did I say Kennedy?
Kennedy.
Oops, my bad.
You're on wrong season.
Candy, Miss Candy Muse, and the Ebony Enchantress Simone, and they got former teen queen. Where are they now? And I like that because I always like a "Where are they now?" America's Next Top Model, where are they now? American Idol, where are they now? Like what your bitches doing?
I want a Baldwin Hills. I want a College Hill. They just put them on Hulu.
All of them.
So I want a formal, official, lights, camera, action, full production where each of them are. Because sometimes the girls on YouTube do it, but it's not it's not the full cast members and it's not fully fleshed out. Like I want a full behind the scenes VH1. Where are they now? But anyway.
Right, because I want the details. I want to know what's tea. I really want to know.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And then group number 4 is Miss Tinta Burner and Elliot with 2 T's. And they are my 600-pound breasts are ruining me and my best friend's friendship. And that one is a spoof on my 600-pound life. I was like, they could have probably left that one out, but but whatever. So they go on and do it. They select the groups or whatever. Is at this point, was there who would you have picked? Like, who do you want? If you could have 2 people on your team, who you want?
If I could have 2 people on my team for an improv challenge, it would be Simone. I'm gonna pick Simone and Lala.
Yeah. I would pick Simone and Rose.
Yeah, Rose. Well, we'll talk about it, but yeah, Rose actually did
I pick Simone and I pick Rose. Yeah. Because I got somebody who can kind of move. I got singing. I got reference. Like, it's so much that you could do. And I don't think I have to worry about, I feel like I could fit in with their energy. They wouldn't be trying to outdo me or we trying to outdo. Like, everybody would just be killing it, Yeah. So I like that. So this is the new format that I'm talking about. So typically when we get these acting or improv-ish challenges, we get they get the script, they're rehearsing, we get all that in between mumbo jumbo, which we can talk about it a little bit. But we get like a behind the scenes of like the blooper reel, right? Like what was going on when I was recording it, but they don't show us the whole scene, and then they show us like the whole thing.
Yeah.
After the girls walk down the runway.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what happened this time.
They didn't show us the whole thing this time. I was pretty confused.
Yeah, they didn't get that. The performance was the live taping. Like they didn't show it as like an episode, as like a little internal episode, which I thought was interesting because like the girls are sitting in directors' chairs on the monitor, and we're getting judges like style feedback from the girls on the other contestants' performance, which to me was a little annoying because at the end of the day, that commentary does not correlate to any of the elimination or thing that's going to happen. So to me, it kind of fucks up the audience and how we understand the logic behind the decisions that the judges are making.
Exactly it. It has nothing to do with the actual competition. It has everything to do with influencing the audience, so the show can dictate how the audience is supposed to think. And again, I don't want to get ahead of us, but so they did that. So the show does a lot of manipulation with the audience. One thing that got me, there wasn't a live studio audience, which is fine because of Corona. But what they did add in was a laugh track, which is cute, like reference to like 90s sitcoms and all that, 90s, early 2000s sitcoms. But actually what it serves as is another manipulation tool to tell the audience how to feel about what they're watching. Because there were some jokes that actually were funny as hell, but you don't play the laugh track, so you're like, was that funny? Am I supposed to laugh? And then there were some things that actually weren't funny, but they played the laugh track, so it makes it seem like it gives them justification for making poor choices, at least to me.
Yeah. It's all and they go back and they really paint a very specific picture. It's like the art or the monster of reality TV storytelling, and I don't know if I liked it so much this time because I feel like the comments that the girls were getting, it was like we got two untucks, you know, and I just want one. I just want one because ultimately, at least me, I'm watching the show to see epic performance. With, you know, the drama gonna be sprinkled in, but like that commentary to me just stirs up unnecessary shit. That to me hinders the girls' abilities to go out and then kill their performance. They should be focusing on going out there and killing it, and they're getting all out of character watching this TV screen,
watching them,
and getting all sweaty, laughing with each other when they should be fanning themselves off, chilling, so they look cute when they go out there.
Right. Personally, I don't need. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead because mine. I know what you're gonna say, so I want them to get yours before mine.
It was too much Candy Muse. Too much. Like this is another reason why I didn't care for like the pre-Untucked show. Like, be quiet. Like, I think there's this is just my opinion. I'm not telling the girl to actually stop talking. There's a difference because she mentioned star quality before. There's a difference between having star quality and pontificating just to hear yourself talk and sucking all the air out of the room, right? Those things don't actually correlate. Candy always has something to say. She always has a comment. And I think that's where Tamisha and some of the other girls are saying, like, you are overconfident. You're being a little arrogant. You're sitting up here like you're sitting beside Michelle, like you're actual judge, looking down on everybody else, when actually you're in a competition right with us all, and you're actually not doing as well as you think you are, right? Like, she had something to say every scene about every single person. I was watching it with my homegirl, and every time she talked, I was just like, part of it because I was under the influence, but I was also like, shut the fuck up. Like, why do you keep talking? Like, be quiet. It's okay to be silent sometimes. Like, and that's what I learned about like being an introvert and being surrounded by a lot of extroverts. I'm like, there is peace and joy and comfort and you being quiet. Like, there is a certain amount of stillness that happens where you can just sit there and enjoy silence. Be quiet sometimes. You don't always got to talk.
Yeah, and I also wonder too, like, how much of it is the show is definitely using that to paint us a picture of, like, I don't know if Candy is thinking about how the taping will be used and edited and put together, because some of these things are not painting necessarily the image that you may want to come across. Even, you know what I'm saying? Like they just always ready to be like, it's like Olivia always gets the untucked conversation back started. Candy always let all the girls know who suck or who she thinks suck. Like, you know, it's like, it's almost like it's like
Denali always hating and pouting.
Yeah, and it's always orchestrated, and Denali's always, I'm should have been in the top.
Denali been pouting since episode 1.
Since she entered, okay, was she like, oh. But so you would have picked them.
Yeah.
Is there a certain role that it was cast that you would have wanted?
I would have wanted either of Simone or Candy's characters. I just thought that there was so much. I could definitely
see you doing both of those.
There was so much that I think could be done, and Simone did a great job of taking it a different place. But like, I feel like there's so much that can be done with those two characters, and I think that those are the characters I could best excel at. Like the mime, even though I'm quiet and I don't really talk a whole lot, like the mime, I wouldn't be able to pull off. Like I couldn't do that. I'm not that form of comedy doesn't really sit well with me or translate well, but I definitely would do Deborah or Tiffany for sure.
Flag Factory at Deborah. I love it. Okay, Candy, and so initially Simone has been expressing like throughout, you know, in the confessionals and outside the confessionals, like, Candy, I really think we should go out there and be over the top. Like, we need to give the girls a show, okay? And Candy, like, I think just this time we can just I think we should try it the other way, you know? I think it could have been funny either way, but I feel like a bitch is more like a bitch that you really like is like seething and like shady. She delivers it with a calmness that I like. And then I think Simone was able to fill in the gap with kind of upping up the puns, you know. She kind of upped up with the little punnies. I thought it worked well, and I commend Candy for attempting to give what the judges asked so that they can stay in this competition and reap the benefits of staying in Drag Race as long as possible. I do feel like the judges are doing that thing with her that they do to all of the Black drag queens, is be ghetto but not that ghetto, be black but not that black.
Yeah, I actually wanted to. We ran because last week was so long. But in Call and Call Out, I actually wanted to ask you how you felt about that. Going back to last week when Michelle was like, you know, you're from the Bronx and you keep it so real, but we want to see something different. Part of me was like, yeah, give us a full, you know, view of who you are, like as a person, as a performer, as an entertainer, as an artist. But another part of me was like, that's who Candy is. Like, why can't she be herself? I felt kind of, it made me itch a little bit. Like, I kind of see what they were trying to say, but it just came out a little wrong. And it came out. If I was Candy, I probably would have been offended. But she's so thirsty to be in this competition that I don't think she took it that way.
No, I don't think she took, because I remember her sitting there and she was like, they wanted me to they thought my red outfit was too simple, and then they thought that my other thing, like, she was really unsure about it. Yeah. She was, you know, it made her feel gross a little bit, like I'm trying to do right, I don't know, they liked it but not so sure, maybe they just needed somebody to be in the middle, I don't know. So those pictures that they paint, I think, are always quite interesting. I would love for like a psychiatrist or somebody or a psychologist to kind of study this from more of like that aspect, you know, because it's pathological almost. It's weird how, and these things can, like, it charges the audience and how they because like the girls get so much hate, negativity, death threats, attacks, like online is saturated. The drag race girls are a trending topic every Friday night on Twitter.
Right.
The girls make it into the top 10 on the general trending, on the entertainment trending. They pop up in there. And it's not because people are like, they making all this money and they just did an ad and they just did a commercial. It's because bitches is just adding them, hashtagging them, and talking shit.
Right.
you know, like talking shit, but they make sure they at them or hashtag them or something. They don't just say their thoughts. They make sure they're
they want
directed
them to
at
see
those
it.
queens. So, and like, I don't know. Group number 1 with Rose. No, I'm sorry, not that one. Number 2 with Mick, Utica, and Olivia. Olivia did that mime. Now look, I studied mime for a very short amount of time back in my theater education days. And I was taught by somebody who studied the mime scale in France. They went there, studied it with like the theoretical form. There's like so many postures that exist within it and how to do it. And mime isn't also the clown, like the white face, that type of mime. There's a variety of different types of miming, but mimes are creepy. That's all I'm gonna say. They scare me. The art form of mime freaks me out. It just feels very like mimes are trying to manipulate you. And it's very overt to me. It feels like a psychological attack. Mimes make me very uncomfortable. And I spent a lot of time around mimes. And I just like, you know what? I think I'm just like, no more workshops for mime. I'm okay. Like, no more mime workshops. But did you notice Miss Utica, she wanted the mime role. And Olivia was like, Olivia played her, she used her charisma, and because she knew she wanted that role. She knew she wanted that role. So that other role is whack.
She did. Olivia fine, and she knows she's fine, and she knows how to use it to get what she wants. And I'm not mad. I'm not particularly mad at that either. Play to your strengths, girl.
You got to get what you need, baby. You got to get what you need. Okay,
Ronnie said it best.
Strike a little change, okay.
But you got to get what you want.
I don't care. I'll fuck for buck. And Utica likes her because remember Utica's like, no, I'll take you on a date. Like last episode.
Yeah.
You didn't catch that? It's like, I
think they like each other. I think they like each other.
Oh, they do. They do. Yeah. Because when Utica said, just because they were talking about like, I'm gonna hang out with whatever, Utica's like, no, I will take you on like a proper date. I would take you on a date. Olivia was like, me? Little old me? On a date? Oh, it's so cute. I hope they end up dating. I hope they keep it real low key. I hope they don't tell nobody. I hope it don't happen till they get off the show.
They would be such a cute little weird, nice couple.
Well, Candy's talking about Utica got a big thing, so
I believe it.
Well, them little bean poles be
I'm about to say it's them tall, weird looking ones. They always pack it.
Okay. I'd be like, ooh, that's why, you know what? I had got into, I'm like, people, them weirdos, they play video games and all that weird shit. They be down. Okay, they be down. Them and old dudes. I'm just like, this is my niche.
I was just saying that.
Creepy weirdos and old dudes. Creepy weirdos and old dudes. Give me creepy weirdos and old dudes all day.
Give me a 40+ nigga any day.
Period. Especially if he fat. Okay, I want it.
Hello. Onyx.
Okay.
Let me join Northeast Division.
Trey, where you Trey? Calling Trey. Daddy liking. Ooh, and I love me some Trey too, child. I'll be at the bar like, oh, there's Trey here.
I got a story. I'll tell you after.
After the show. I thought about joining Onyx for a little bit. Onyx is like a leather frat for people that out here they don't know, like gay shit, or whatever.
It's nationwide too.
It's nationwide. They're a black one, a nationwide status. Here in Cleveland, we actually have quite a few people that participate in Cleveland, and there's not a chapter in Columbus. So people from all over Ohio join,
Ohio, Michigan,
Cleveland chapter. Yeah, because it's like the closest one over, like active one over here, and they do stuff. They do like philanthropy and different activities stuff, and they host real good parties, and they be some fine ass motherfuckers up in there. Ass motherfuckers up in there.
If you go to an Onyx party, you leaving with a date, maybe two.
Period.
You are leaving.
I just want somebody to use me,
and they are like, okay. They be on it.
Next time I go to an Onyx party, I am only wearing a trench coat and nothing else. Period.
Yes. That's one thing I'm looking forward to. Post-COVID, I'm looking forward to an Onyx party. I'm looking forward to Claw. There's a leather convention in November, but it's in Chicago and it's gonna be cold. So
I want to do Kentucky Bear Weekend. We should do that one. The Kentucky Bear Weekend, I heard, is really fun.
I heard Portland Bear Weekend is fun. Bear Week. They do Bear Week. I heard it's fun too.
Yeah, I just want to go where all the fat people at. That's where I want to go.
Yeah.
Well, they had Fat Boy Pride in Atlanta. Didn't they have Fat Boy Pride?
I think they have Fat Boy Pride this year. Oh no, they do. But they had it this year, ill-advised, of course. It's in a Big Boy Pride.
Yeah.
That's in Orlando. I think they did it too this year. Again, ill-advised.
Let us stay on topic. See, y'all. Look, right. Sometimes we get on here, we get to kikiing and whatever. Y'all, whatever. So, yes. Long story short, there are some standouts in the challenge, and there's some ones that they made us to believe were kind of meh. My general opinion is that across the board, generally in Drag Race this season, regardless of like the queens that are my favorite, the ones I like, the ones that flub, this is a strong set of queens. Like there's not just one or two that's great. Like, I mean, we know Simone is a standout. That is not a question. But there are some really strong, unique point of views in drag and stuff on here. And I also think the challenge, I thought in generally it would have averaged if it was a group cumulative score, it was okay. It was not bad. Nobody just like completely just utterly, at least for me, bombed. The way that they painted it is, Lala Ree's maybe was not one of the strongest ones. I thought Lala Ree actually started. I thought, at least edit influences, but I thought Lala Ree started pretty good. I do think throughout it kind of futtered, but I thought it was fine. And when they showed that fake belly, I was in the bed cracking up with that. Because I'm like, that belly do not match. That belly do not match.
She said, that's not my skin color, but it's a baby bump. Lala Ree did really well. Like, here's my thing about Lala Ree. I was telling this to one of my homegirls. Lala Ree's comedy and her comedic style, like with the timing and the puns and the jokes, is very culturally Black. Like, it's very Atlanta. And if you are unfamiliar with that, then some of her jokes ain't gonna land. Like when she came in and a light came on and she froze and looked at it, that was funny. Another thing was Lala Ree. I
thought I was in my neighborhood.
Right. Lala Ree was a little like withheld, and she wasn't as over the top as the other two, which is fine. There needs to be a balance. Everybody can't be all over the top, because then it's a mess of a scene. But for me, she actually kind of directed the scene. Like, she made them stand up. She made them do the thing. She said, "So you love him, but it's coming between your mother-daughter relationship," and that's when they rekindle. Like, Lala Ree, for me, when she came in, she literally carried the scene from the time she got there, and she took it from the beginning, middle, and end.
And Rose was confident in her, not just herself, but her group. Rose thought her group did well. She was proud.
They did. They did do well.
They did do well. So, again. Another edit that was completely off, that completely manipulated, or at least tried to manipulate the audience, was Tina Burner. Because that was the weakest. Don't go too deep, because I got a whole page written for calling all out.
Tina Burner didn't do that well. Because if Candy or Lala Ree would have did the same thing Tina Burner would have done, they would have said, "You started at 10 and just plateaued," because that's what Tina Burner did. You just stayed at 10 too. You just stayed at 10 and didn't. But since it's Tina, it's fine, and she did well, and her character was so big. Girl, please.
Yeah. So.
Also, since we're talking about edit, one more thing, just one more. Candy didn't do as well either, to me. Like, to me, that was not a different character. It was just Candy trying to be a little bit more soft-spoken. You could see it in her face that she like wanted to jump out and do her big Candy Muse thing, but the wheels were always turning like, okay, I need to reel it in. I'm not supposed to be extra, right? And I thought they were supposed to be rich, because that wig was busted. Like, the dress didn't fit. Like, I thought she was supposed to be high class. I thought she was supposed to be that girl. Simone came out and looked gorgeous. She should have won based on that alone. And this unblended, the hairline again, the wig was not, whatever. Okay, now I just sound mean and facetious. but it just wasn't giving me it wasn't giving me top material at all.
It wasn't giving what it was supposed to have gave.
No, at all.
Again, we kind of talked about it briefly. I have mixed opinions on the Candy thing. I do commend her for taking the note. Simone, like she said, was worried. I do think it worked. I do think the understated. I knew that the judges would think it was okay. I didn't think it was so bad, but it did leave me wanting more. And I also agree that I didn't think the look really complimented the character that she was supposed to be playing. I do know that dress was borrowed from another drag queen in New York City by the name of Miss Toto, and she borrowed it. And the queen had a different build than Candy, so the dresses are made for they're not the same size, But
I will say, had it not been for Simone, if she had any other partner besides Simone and what Simone brought to that scene, it would have. She
probably would have lost.
It would have been terrible.
Yeah. And I don't know. The judges, again, all of it, it's not a score system. It is all based on the opinions of the judges in whatever moment that they feel like they want to, it's the nature of the show. Category this week is beads, right? Everything beads.
And I thought he said beat it at first. And I was like, what they going to do for that? I was like, is it a makeup challenge? Is it a Michael Jackson impersonation challenge?
Or maybe they're supposed to look like they got into a fist fight. Like,
I mean, they actually could have did a lot with that. That could have been a good category. But it was beat it like beads. So when Denali came out, I was like, oh, it's beads, not beats.
Yeah. But the beat would have been cute too, because I think you could do some sickening looks, talk about like what you look like after you beat a bitch ass. I would have did I'm Still Pretty from that.
Still pretty.
But the category is beat it. Beats galore. So first up we have Denali.
Are we going to do Saint or Sinner again? Or is that a one loop thing?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
No, we're doing it. Okay. So, Denali, Saint or Sinner?
Purgatory. I'm still trying to figure out if I like it or not. I think I like parts of it.
Okay, so Denali came out as a big chandelier. She tried to run this whole storyline. I would love chandeliers as a kid. It was my favorite thing. I was obsessed with chandeliers.
But she said she was obsessed with lamps.
And then she said, she's like, one day I told my mother, I'm going to be on Drag Race and I'm going to dress as a big chandelier. And
I was like, girl, you lying.
You lying. Make that up.
She did.
You just make that up.
So when she said, I was like, girl, you lying. Stop it.
Like, since when? So she wore the chandelier. Now, this is the thing. This look had been anticipated because this is a look she already owned, right? This wasn't made for the show. And she did this chandelier look. No, there's nothing wrong with that. And you know who else did that? Who's a queen who did it heavily on both her seasons was Shea Coulee, particularly for All Stars. Shea Coulee, a lot of the looks, the hair and the looks that Shea Coulee wore were looks that were from her repertoire of her current drag tour, of stuff that she was using in performance. And I'm not about to get all this new shit made. No, and also you are a character, and if you have fans, if you got an outfit that fit the category, your fans want to see you in it. Thanks. And the other thing is the girls get all these outfits made for the show, and then they don't necessarily always wear the outfits when they go on tour. I'm like, tour your looks, tour your Drag Race looks.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
You spend a lot of money on that. You might as well.
But yeah, Denali already had this look, so people knew that she was going to wear it. It's like, oh, it's a bead challenge. She better wear the chandelier dress. My thing with beads is I think is the chandelier beads, does that count? Like, what does actually count as a bead?
Yeah, and that was another thing for a few of the girls.
I was like, is this a bead? Does that count as a bead?
Yeah.
And the outfits be cute, but I think for the past couple of seasons, bitches have been getting off category. Like on All Stars 5, when what's the little skinny white bitch name? Blur St. Clair. When they did remember the challenge was nude. The challenge was nude, and she went pink or skin. It was like skin or something, and she wore pink head to toe. I didn't get it.
Yeah, I remember that being a huge point of contention.
And that one time in the category she was a tree. That one category she was a tree. I was like,
Yeah, that confused me.
Bitch, no.
That's not the
Absolutely
category.
not.
So here's my
No.
thing about this. Like, so this part of it's the runway, right? But this category thing is derived from ballroom culture, right? And
Right.
in ballroom culture, you need to be in category or you're getting chopped automatically.
Period.
You need
Matter of
to meet
fact,
the
sometimes they
category.
will come
So
and physically snatch you off the ballroom
yes,
floor.
it can get violent sometimes. So you need to be in. If you are walking a category, you need to your costume needs to fit the category. So that's the kind of mentality I come into this with. If they say it's a category, then my girl, be as creative as you want to be, but your fit needs to your outfit needs to fit the category.
Yeah, I'm always, when I judge the looks, I go category first. Did it fit the category? Then I'm like aesthetic, creativity, high fashion, but it needs first and foremost, it must fit into the category.
It must fit the category.
People are saying that Denali is too costumey, and I disagree. I think I will say this. I have decided that I think Denali, I do not like Denali's taste. I do not,
right.
She has yet to wear anything that made me very excited at all. Mm-hmm. And those compliments that judges give her, this is the best you have looked tonight, or this is the ball. Like I just like, like that's like telling somebody. That's like saying, "Oh, she ain't ugly though." Like that's not like. Is it like
you have a beautiful personality?
Yeah, you didn't say she was pretty. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm spending too much time on Denali. She was a chandelier, and whatever. I want to swing from the chandelier.
Did you give her singer?
Oh, for me, that look is purgatory. Rose, Saint, for me.
Saint, it was cute.
It was really beads. You know it's beads. You're not confused. Yeah. It's a bead. It was in the Tinkerbell silhouette. She did her typical way Rose walk. The hair was right. It was cute. Bam.
It was cute.
La La Ree. I didn't like this La La Ree look. I'm gonna give this a center.
It gave me very Beyonce and Deja Vu. I thought it was cute. I give it purgatory. It's not ugly, so it's not a center for me.
She hasn't gone back to where she did when she did the capes. Like the capes was like, peak. Like I liked her interest look. People didn't like her interest look. I liked her interest look.
I liked it,
but it served the purpose, and she better be glad she wore that because she didn't walk in no fucking ice skates and couldn't lip sync. Okay,
right.
Miss Mick. Okay, so this is my thing. I'm gonna give it a Saint.
Okay.
The look is cute. The idea, I like it. She actually, at least her little anal bead thing fit and was big enough.
Yeah.
And it was big. I did think that the beads that she had over the dress should have had more of them so that it really moved.
Yeah, it gave us some movement.
But at least that's a bead. She was an anal bead. It's something. You know what I'm saying? It's an anal bead. It was cute. Mick does do this thing for me though over and over again where I'm a little bit underwhelmed. It's like it's just missing a certain je ne sais quoi for me. I don't know what it is, but it's something. It's like I don't know if it need a little more paprika or like it needs some Mrs. Dash or some Barry's or it needs something.
Some accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a Saint. I did like it. We've seen the whole bead coming from the head thing a few times, but I do think that it was clever. I think it was well done. It fit the category well, right?
Yeah.
So she didn't just throw it on her head for no reason like Vanjie did. It fit the category. I liked it. I give it a Saint. I think she did well. I think it would have been really cute. I don't know, maybe I'm just obsessed with thigh-high boots, but if she like had a red boot that came all the way up to her thigh, it would have gave her some more length. The thing had it was complete movement.
Or if it was like a complete latex boot, like pant, like it was like all red latex on the bottom or something.
Yeah,
I wanted her leg to be a different color, like a red tight, like it was something that disconnected the top and the bottom for me, but it was hot.
Yeah.
Miss Olivia Luggs, I'm gonna give this a Saint, but with an asterisk. I'm gonna give it a Saint because I think it is so cute, and I just have to say how cute this is. But I do not agree that it fits in the category because those are not beads in her hair; those are bobos. Okay, those are bobos. That is not a bead. That is a bobo.
Yeah. When I was watching my
now, she could have did beads. Little black girls do wear their braids with the beads on it. She could have done that. The little kid hairstyle with the little braids, and she could have put braids and ponytails and had beads on it. But that was the bobo puffball look. That's not a bead. And the beaded jump rope is not enough to say that that's your bead. And she didn't jump rope. But the look itself, though, was a full thought out concept. I saw that little black girl. I know that little black girl. I wish I was that little black girl, and I did everything to try to be her, and they made me wear boy clothes. I would have looked sickening in an overall skirt with like some Converses and some Nike socks. Like I would have mixed it. It would have looked cute. But I like this look, and I also have a look very similar to this. You've seen my look with the pink kisses on it, and so I like that look, or whatever. But again, was it on category? No, it was not on category.
No, it was not. And if she would have put actual beads in her wig instead of barrettes, it definitely would have quieted the negative backlash of that wig looking very, very similar. I don't know if it was the same wig, looking very similar to Candy's wig from a few weeks ago.
No, and we could talk about it because I had a conversation with a friend of you might know them, but I'm gonna keep names off the podcast. But somebody I know from Cleveland, we were talking about it on Facebook, and it was like Candy had on the same wig. Candy borrowed the wig, and I was like, no, that's actually not T. So what's T is they're two completely separate wigs. Candy tweeted that great minds think alike. It's just similar thought. Black girl want to do black girl hair look. It's a black girl hair look. We all know that hair. Olivia's was made by Edward Scissorhands, who does hair for Jada Essence Hall, does hair for Monet, does hair for Shea Coulee. She made that one. Candy's was made by Double Wigs, and the designer is drag queen Diana Dash from Brooklyn, New York. So they were made by two completely different hair designers. So it's not the same hair. But queens are known to borrow items that is not unheard of. For queen, like you had Vixen with the red wig in season 10, and she won that week. Vixen with the red wig. Lala Reed talks about in her What You're Packing that her finale gown she actually bought off another drag queen because she did not have the time or the resources to have a gown created for the show. So she bought one off another queen. And I would sell a queen my outfit. If she going on Drag Race, let me tell her. And I'm gonna just say I love Dakota Cox there, Cleveland, a drag queen in Cleveland. Hey Dakota,
yes Dakota.
But like I'm just saying, like if somebody in Cleveland, if I went on Drag Race, if Dakota went on Drag Race, if Jolie went on Drag Race, right? You're not supposed to tell nobody, but you got to tell somebody so that you can get ready. If we have clothes, that's the first thing we go do is like, okay, let's shop our closets and see first and foremost, what do we already have in the pot that can look sickening and that we don't got to drop coin on because we don't got that coin, Right. But let me move on because we running short on time. Utica Queen, I'm gonna give it a Saint. Utica looked cute. But my question again, though, are pearls the same question that Mick got? Is a bead a pearl, and is a pearl a bead?
Yeah, that's something I thought. She looked sickening. It was a great outfit.
But and she walked down the runway regular. She walked regular.
They told her to walk regular, and that's what she did.
She didn't make that gawking little creepy crawler thing, did she?
And she actually really could have camped this one up and made it a character, but she decided not to. So, but she looked great.
That gown was stunning.
Wrap tangle tied up in the Lord. That's the thing. But are pearls peas is the question. Are pearls peas is the question.
Candy Muse, Saint.
Sinner.
This outfit is so cute.
Is it? It's another two-piece. It's another bra and panty with a fur and a hat. The hat is cute.
The hat is sickening. It's the hat.
From the tits up, she looks great.
But I thought she could have wore a different shoe. Definitely a different shoe. That's something that needed a strappy shoe or an ornate glitter boot or something like that. It is a simple panty. It is. And it might have been a better look if instead of a panty, it was a full pair of pants. If it was a pair of pants, that could have been hot. Could have been
really elevated.
But I love Michelle Visage looked Candy directly in her face and said, "You are beautiful," and they left it at that. And that moment was a lot for me because the big girls always get the and, but, if, or. They never just plainly look us in our face and be like, "You hot," you know? And she got a plain, clean compliment with no text to it, nothing extra. I thought it looked good, and I love that she wore her bare skin on top. That there was no nude illusion underneath. There was no blurring mesh, because they make the mesh to make it look like it blend. No, she was naked.
Yeah,
and I like that.
Yeah, and when she did do nude illusion, it matched her skin tone really well.
Yeah, Simone.
Let us pray.
Let us pray.
No one is bringing it like Simone. No one. It's next level from every front. The personality, the comedy, the delivery, the clothes, the next level. Yeah. No one, let me speak directly into the mic. No one is fucking with your girl. This is a saint sitting. If there are saints sitting next to the Lord, she is right there amongst she is in that number.
Archangel, baby. Archangel. Okay.
This is gorgeous. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing negative to say. Mama,
go to her Instagram right now and look at the little the video editorial that she shot.
It was
fucking hot.
I saw it.
Gigi Good made that hair. Gigi is
talented.
Oh yeah, Gigi can do hair though. Gigi can make a wig, and she know how to make a black girl wig. She know how to make a white girl wig. She know how to make a wig. Okay, the way that she spelled some out. Now the thing is, people, this too though is also a reference. Jada Essence Hall did this look already for a major magazine with the hair, and she borrowed the hair design from Beyonce, who did it prior to right before Jada for Black is King. So it is yet another reference, but it was
but there isn't, for me, because this came up. This comes up again and again, like with the anal beads with Gottmik, and the other week Candy wore something similar to what Aja wore in her season, right? And people always point it out and say, "Oh, someone else did this." There's nothing new under the sun. Anything someone does in season 13, someone else has done already. Like, and there's just a different spin, a different interpretation, a different delivery, a different style. You can do things that have been done before. There is nothing wrong with that. Like, if you copy and paste, if it's derivative, then that's something different. But if you do something someone else has done before and you put your own creative spin on it, and you walk down the runway, you deliver it as well as Simone did, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do understand the other part of it where, like, in this point, drag queens can be the reference and all of that. Get it.
Yeah.
Howsoever,
Tina Burner, Burn in Hell, Sinner.
On the opposite end of this, Tina Burner served nothing. She came out and the platter was empty. It sucked. Like, I like the wig, and that was about it.
The wig was cute.
There weren't enough beads. The color was ugly. Her reveals.
The reveal was unnecessary.
The reveals are underwhelming. Mama, if you're going to do first of all, you don't need to have a reveal for everything. If you're going to do a reveal, it needs to add to the outfit. It needs to add to the performance. These are just underwhelming. I'm going to rip off a skirt. I'm going to rip off my tits. If you're going to rip off your tits, there needs to be beads flying out of them. Like,
that would have been, and that's why I wanted at first. And you know what my look would have been, girl? I would have had a gown, a floor. I would have went more eleganza. I would have did with my big ass hips and everything, and I would have pulled a Chi Devane, and my pearls would have broke on the runway.
Yes, okay? Rest in peace, Chi.
Rest in peace, and I would have paid homage. That's exactly what it would have been. Chi Devane died. I'm getting on the show. I'm doing her that moment. I would have worn a stunning gown with a draping beading collar, and when I got up there, and I wouldn't even made it by accident, I would break the pearls, baby.
Yeah, I'm so surprised no one did that.
Because they not sickening like me. They not sickening like me.
I know that's right.
Tina Burner, hot ass mess. Elliot with 2 T's, girl, Sinner.
Purgatory. I didn't hate it.
First off,
I didn't hate it.
I did not hate it, but it wasn't enough for me. It just wasn't enough for me.
And it was
the thing
actually
that made me like it
bees.
the least, it was actually bees, Mardi Gras bees, and her. It did fit nice. For me, it's the styling, it's the taste level. The dress by itself on the hanger is really cute. I think with a different type of glove, a different type of shoe, a different type of hair, a different type of earring, a different type of makeup. You know what I'm saying? The makeup was not hot to me. I thought the makeup made her look. She looked like Elliot out of drag. But like, how did you manage to look more mannish, more out of the illusion in the makeup than she does with the makeup off? It didn't, you know what I'm saying? It looked, and she said last week, she talking about you walk down the street. I don't know if it's a man, I don't know if it's a woman. Maury, it's a man, you know?
yeah, I see what you're saying.
I am very aware that joke was problematic, and we will talk about it in the after show.
Yes.
But period.
On the pit stop, I think it was Trixie who said sometimes the short wigs takes away the illusion because it actually makes you look more mannish. And
I can see too much of the face.
Yeah.
And also,
so that
was not a really good. That was not a really good kitty cat wig either. For some reason, it sounded like it was sitting up very high on Elliot's head, and that might be Elliot's head shape. And if that's Elliot's head shape, then the wig needed to fit more. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like it.
Denali's wig should have been on Elliot, and I think it would have looked better.
Yeah, it would have looked better. So the top this week is Olivia Lux, Candy Muse, and Simone. The bottom is Lalari, Utica Queen, and Elliot with 2 T's. Do you or do you not agree?
I cannot. What are they watching? Are they watching the same shit we watching? No.
Who was your top?
My top's definitely Simone. I cannot for the life of me understand why Gottmik is not in the top after that performance in that runway. And I just kept Olivia in the top simply for, I don't know, because her performance was really, really good, but her outfit did not meet the category.
Yeah, but the performance was out of this world. For me, it would have been Olivia, it would have been Simone, and it would have been Rosé. Gottmik would have been still a middle runner but honestly though, I still thought her performance. It depends on how are you a person who does like 70% challenge, 30% runway? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the curve? How does the curve work? So if the curve is more so runway big, like, then I would swap Mick. But if it's more so challenge heavy, that physical comedy necessary to do that mime role was out of this world. Olivia's acting skills and that was far superior to everyone who performed that evening. For me. So that would have been my top. But so I do think that the top is messed up. I do think, and Candy definitely shouldn't be there. The bottom, Lala Ree, Utica, and Elliot, I don't know if I agree with this either. I would have kept Elliot there. I would have kept Utica there. I would not have had Lala in the bottom. And I probably would have had Denali there.
So my bottoms were Tina, Elliot, and I probably would have kept Lala. But Tina and Elliot would have been lip syncing. So here's my thing. Some of the negative critiques Elliot got were they didn't understand the scene. It wasn't fully fleshed out. It wasn't fully realized. They didn't understand the concept. So how is Elliot responsible for that and not Tina? They both should be held accountable for the scene not translating well. And again, I don't think Tina was that funny. I don't think she was that great. Like, she came in on 10, and she stayed on 10. A lot of the jokes didn't land for me. Like, just because you have a big boisterous character in that runway. So since no one is going to say it, I'm going to say it. Tina Burner's runway have been consistently bad. Consistently. Yeah. I can think of one that I liked, and that was the Tin Man with the Heart. And again, it makes sense because as the season progresses, she is softening up a whole lot. But no, she should have been on the bottom. She should have lip synced. And I actually think they both would put on a really good show to this particular song.
Yeah.
No, the tops and the bottoms were just all messed up. Like, and the winner, can we talk about that now? Or are we going to wait?
Okay, so I'm very excited that Olivia Lux has won a second challenge.
You're excited because I'm confused.
Well, I like Olivia.
I like Olivia too, but she should not have won this week.
I honestly thought Rose was finally going to get her win. That was me. I thought Rose was going to get her win. I knew Simone was not going to win yet because there's literally like 8 more episodes, and it would have been too many weeks of her either in the bottom or not placing. You know, it doesn't fit the story arc for me. But Rose is rumored to win multiple challenges this season. So when she go win them? She go win 3 in a row at the end? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah. She probably is going to go on a streak and make it to the finale and be high on the horse on that streak. But I understand, because when Simone didn't win, I said it's too early in the season. She already won twice. Like, they're not going to give her another win so soon.
And I don't think Simone wouldn't have won. I thought her scene was great. If it was just the runway week, you know, the weeks when it's just the runway as the main challenge, I would have been like, that'd have been a different conversation. But I get why they gave it to Olivia. I think Olivia's individual performance in the thing was stronger than everyone's.
I agree with that. But again, it's the challenge and the runway. And while her runway was cute, there were several girls who looked better than she, not looked better, but who had a better interpretation of the challenge.
The problem is that the judges didn't call her out for them not being bees, and I think that was the problem.
The judges didn't call a lot out this episode. They was caught up in her cuteness, which is understandable. She's fine.
Olivia,
but you're judging a competition. You're judging competition. You need to be fair. You cannot be caught up in desirability. And you cannot, since we're talking about judging on the curve, you can't judge on the curve because you find someone more desirable. I mean, I guess you can do whatever you want. It's your show, but doesn't make it fair. No.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot to leave space for a commercial break. So we'll run it at the end of the episode this week. So we are coming to an end, Drag from the Left, and Olivia wins this week. There's a lip sync from the bottom 2 between Lala Ree and Elliot with 2 T's. Elliot with 2 T's takes the win and sends Lala Ree off on her way. She's going to have the Lala Ree experience on her way back home. How do you feel about the lip sync? It is what it is. That's who the bottom 2 was. Do you agree with the lip sync winner?
No.
I just don't like this bottom 2. I don't like the bottom 2.
I don't agree with the bottom 2. Well, I agree with one of the bottom. I agree with half of the bottom 2. They both did really well. I enjoyed them both.
Edged her out.
I thought
she edged her out a smidgen. It was a smidgen, but she edged her out.
I watched this many times because, again, they both did well. And I was like, am I being biased? Do I disagree just because I love Lala Ree and I don't care for Elliot too much? But one thing I noticed, Lala was actually performing the song, and Elliot spent a lot of her time looking over at Lala to see what she was doing. Spent a lot of time. There were points where she wasn't even lip syncing. She was just looking to see, how can I edge her up? Let me do another kick and split to make sure that, I come out with this, right? And it's cool. There's a difference between lip syncing for your life on a competition and lip syncing at a club for a performance, right? When Lala Ree lip syncs, I think is very much in the lane of I'm performing because I love to do this, competition or not. Elliot was, going for the jugular.
I feel that energy. I was like, Lala Ree is kind of just like, I'm doing my thing, especially at the end when she like get this little whine and just kind of was like shaking the beads. I was like, oh, she just feeling herself. Oh, yeah. But then Elliot was like, kick split. So I was like,
yeah.
Also, I'm like, Lala, this is the moment where you don't do your split, like, bitch.
Yeah, and I see, like, I've thought about that many a times watching Drag Race. Like, you can do a split and a kick and buck and a shake, and you're not doing it. Like, what's wrong here? But I get it. If you don't, if you can do that, if you can do it, you don't want to do it every single. Like, you don't want judges to get tired of it. So I get why queens don't do it every single time. If it were me, I wouldn't do it every single time too. I would do it if the song requires it. And I think this was a song where you don't necessarily have to kick and split and buck to embody the song and perform it well. So, I mean, whatever, it is what it is. They both did well. Elliot with 2 T stays. But I would have loved to see Tina Burner lip sync to this song. I think she would have.
I feel like Tina would have killed that shit. Tina would have killed that shit because
I think she would have ate
in no split, and she would have killed that shit.
She would have ate.
I like Tina's lip sync. I watch them online. Tina can lip sync. I like Tina's lip sync.
Yeah, and let me say, like, I enjoy Tina's drag. Like, as a drag queen, I enjoy it, and I think that's how the majority of people feel. It's just some of these runways are underwhelming. Not even underwhelming. Some of them just suck. Just keep it real.
What is your overall grade for the episode? I give this episode a D.
I give it a B, only because I usually hate improv challenges, and I actually enjoyed most of these scenes.
I don't know. I felt emotionally manipulated, and I'm going to give it a D.
Yeah.
because it was a mime in it. I don't know.
It was a lot wrong with this episode, but I enjoyed the acting, so.
And who's your front runner? Who are you still banking on to win?
I'm still banking on Simone.
Simone is still my winner, but my heart is feeling for Rose. I think she'll definitely be in the finale. I just want Olivia to come to my house, but I mean, you a great queen, but like, come over, and she can play the piano. I prefer to do the singing. No shit. Who do you think is going home next?
Elliot.
You think Elliot's going home next?
Yeah, I think Elliot's going home next. If not Elliot, then
I unfortunately got a spoiler.
It might be you
for the next. I unfortunately got a spoiler for the next episode, so I'm going to keep my comment to myself and see what happens. Thank you all for tuning in to Drag from the Left and dealing with all our shenanigans this week. Yeah. This is this is your hostess with the most, the very Reverend Dr. Juanita Bind'Em.
And this is Avery. My drag name this week is Deborah Cox.
And we'd like to thank you for tuning in and Drag from the Left. Be sure to follow us online at DRAGFTL on all social media. We record live on stereo, 6 o'clock on Sundays. Edited episodes are available on all podcasting networks the following Wednesday at 12 o'clock p.m. and 5 o'clock p.m. for call in, call out. See you later. Bye.